don't you just love that music? I just sit here in the background and I'm dancing away. I hope you are too. Listen, before I even start, I'm going to show you this amazing place here. Look at this. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful polo resort in Dubai. And it all seems like a good idea, doing your lives outside. But yeah, well, let's just see how this absolutely goes. Lovely to see you on here. I hope I can see your chats. I will have a look and see. So if I don't see your comment and I don't see your name, I will catch up with you later. But I do have my success advisors online ready to help you at any time. So they're going to tag you in. If you don't have a success advisor, make sure you just reach out and tell me, and I will make sure that you get one. Yes, I've already had one heart already. I just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So what have we got in store this week? So I hope already that you have downloaded your GPS to Success workbook. Have you done that already? Put your hands up if you have. Yeah, because everything in there is just going to help you just sort out in your mind. One of the things that we teach is when you start to write things down, sometimes you don't even believe yourself whenever you're writing them down. So it helps you just get that stuff out and look at it objectively. Because when it's inside us, we think we've got the answer, but actually we don't. When you start to write it out, you go, I don't really want that, or that's not true. So that's the reason why get your, success book and put it down. So for anybody saying hello and you haven't linked in with StreamYard, I can't see what your name is, but hello anyway. It's just absolutely great to have you here. So what are we going to do this week? So today is just really the introduction and to get you started and to start to get you thinking, because tomorrow is whenever I start to really kick in on what your goals are. Now, one of the things I want you to really, really think about is that we think we know where we're going. Listen, I was that person. I thought I knew where I was going. I had studied, in the personal development market for 10 years. I studied to master's level in business, in Reiki, in NLP, in hypnotherapy. Absolutely, read about 700 books. I thought I had all the answers. Now, if you're that person and I know what goals, I know what my goals are. Oh my goodness. There's so many people that I talk to when we do this kind of work. It's actually the reason why you're not going forward is because actually those goals aren't clear enough and aren't really from your heart. They're not authentically your goals. They're maybe somebody else's, something that you think you should do. Yeah, so there's lots of different reasons why listening to the goal one will help you really, really understand why it is that you're not going forward and what it is that's holding you back. So literally, yes, I'm so excited for today as well, Flavia. So that's the reason to listen in. What I realize is there's like three groups of people. There's the people who think that they're not confident enough and don't deserve this stuff and don't deserve anything else and are quite happy and they're settling. Maybe you tried something before and it didn't work out and it literally holds you back. Yeah. And then there's the other people, like where I was, who think they know everything, who've got all the answers, who literally just go, yeah, I know that. I know that. Are you that person? Please don't be that person, because let me tell you what happened to that person. That person lost everything. Yeah, she lost everything and then had to build herself right back up because I didn't know what was going on. And it wasn't until I started studying the work from Bob Proctor. Yes, he's 87. He's the oldest guy in the industry. He has got 60 years worth of this evidence to literally, back up everything he said. If you think you understand it, you don't. Let me tell you this, a story about a monk and a missionary. So this monk employed this missionary to come and read to him every single day. So he came and he read to him one day, and then he didn't ask him to come back for another year. And he came back after a year and he said, why? You wanted me to read to you every single day. Why is that? He goes, it took me a whole year to understand what you said to me in that first day. Do you hear that? Like even Bob Proctor says that after reading something 1,000 times, he only just gets it. But what is it that we actually do? What is it that we do? We read, we have to read the next book, the next book, the next book. Listen, I'm in network marketing as well. And we're told, read a book a week, 50 books in 1 year. That's not the idea. It's to listen to the most simplest stuff and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until it gets into you. So that's where Bob Proctor has actually come from, yeah? Bob Proctor studied this stuff for 60 years, and that's the information that I'm bringing to you. So he studied from Andrew Carnegie. So listen, Andrew Carnegie, richest man on the planet, in the early 1900s, and he died about 1917. And he couldn't give his money away. Every time he tried to give his money away, it always came back to him. He thought, what's going on? So where this information comes from is he sent out Napoleon Hill, there you go, Napoleon Hill, to go and investigate the richest people in the world. So he investigated 25,000 people. Yeah, 25,000 people. And he wrote the book, Think and Grow Rich. So in the Think and Grow Rich, you will see the 13 principles that will help you. Now, what is rich? What is rich? Yeah? Rich is whatever it is you want it to be. What is authentically yours. But I want you to smash the limits up there so that you can actually choose what you want. Because maybe you don't want up there. You don't want, just because everybody else wants it, you don't have to have it. I mean, we were out this morning driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris, but do we want one? No, I want my Mustang. Well, I could have a Ferrari, I suppose, if I wanted it, but I want a Mustang. So what is it that you want? Yeah? So he sent Napoleon Hill out to find those people. 500 are in Think and Grow Rich. The other 24,500, they're actually in a book called Outwitting the Devil. And so, Outwitting the Devil, my goodness, you literally find yourself in there. Yes. Well, have you read, Think and Grow Rich? You got to read it. Bob still reads it 60 years later. He's still reading it. Don't you get it? We don't actually need lots and lots of books. We need a core set of books, the ones that literally help us just take all our results from our head and our spiritual learnings and then put it into actual action. So then Earl Nightingale took Think and Grow Rich, and he became one of the first personal development gurus in the world. And that's who Bob Proctor actually studied from. And I am now working directly with Bob Proctor, and I am learning directly from him. And so that's where all this information comes from. Bob cannot say the same thing over and over again enough, because one day you just get it. You absolutely just get it. And you just go, I've been thinking it's something else. So it's all about, somebody said in there about vibration, and that's what it is we want to do. So whenever you start to think about what you want, now I've just had a call with a beautiful, beautiful girl before we came on here. She's one of the first people to take up a call. Remember, you've got your success advisors there. Reach out to your success advisors or to me. And excuse me, the sun's now shining and in my eyes. Like I said, best laid plans and everything. So reach out and have those calls. And so one of the things that I find is people do, yes, I want this, but this. But what is it that you would really, really want? I want you to start to think about that. Something that gets you passionate in your heart. What did people say you were good at as a child? What have you been good at your whole life as you've been going through? What is that? Yeah? What is that? What is it that you truly, truly want? Yeah? And so remember, everything I'm saying is coming from 60 years, backed up with evidence from Mr. Bob Proctor himself. One of the other things that I want to bring back to you, so I said it was the person possibly who thinks that I'm not good enough and I'm settling and everything's just fine. If you are settling, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I want you to always know that you are absolutely right wherever you are. Nobody has to have more. You can just be absolutely fine where you are. But please be fine. Don't kid yourself and think, I want more, but then you're not prepared to do the work, or you keep pulling yourself back. Don't do that to yourself. Life is for living. Life is for being happy. If only your goal is to be happy, then please just be happy, yeah? Now, if you're the person who knows it all and you're there and you've got more answers than results, which was me, yeah, don't be that person either. Don't be that person with all the answers and absolutely no results. I want you to have the results. You're this close. It's like just literally a bridge over. Yeah, just literally the bridge over that I want you to get there. So the person that I know that this information will really, really help is the person who's in the middle, which is where I am now, which is where I put myself. That I know that I don't know everything. And even Bob, at the age of 87, says he's only just scratching the surface. When I heard him say that, my goodness, I realized that who did I think I was? You know, at 51, that I think for 1 minute that I've got all the answers. So be that person in the middle, the one who just goes, well, if I had all the answers, I would have the results at the same time. But nobody has all the answers. And I want to say this to you, don't believe me. Don't believe Bob Proctor. Don't even believe yourself. I want you to question absolutely everything. And if you can do that, then you can start to choose what you want to believe. Do you hear me? You can absolutely choose what you want to believe. Now, here's the thing about this work. Don't be thinking this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and your impatience is what is holding you back. Again, Sheena has done all this. Her impatience, I want. It should be here right now. I've done all the work. Why isn't it here? I've done all the visualization, Sheena. I've done all my affirmations. It is not the affirmations that is going to get you. It is the feeling of the results achieved and your wonderful imagination. And we'll deep dive into that as we go through this week. This is why it is so important to get on a call with your success advisor. We've got Karen there and we have got Bobby Joe, and they are just absolutely incredible people. And I just, have a chat with them. It only takes 10 minutes, and they're just going to help you clarify and get you enthusiastic for this week and help you choose your goals. Yeah, well, actually, you choose your goals. They're just going to help you get enthusiastic, because the higher your vibration as you go through this week, the more you're actually going to get out of this week. So great to see you in here. Let me have a look. And it's just going, are you thinking about you want your choice? Yes, it's all absolutely your choice indeed. And somebody else loved the book, Think and Grow Rich. Great. I'm not really crying. My eyes are a little bit sticky today from the sun. There you go. So another thing to bear in mind is just how long something could take to change. So every single second you are recreating 50,000 cells of recognition. What are those cells of recognition that you're actually recreating? Are you recreating the past? Is that what you're doing? Are you going, yes, but this happened and this happened? Is that what you're doing? Because every time you talk about it, that's what's being recreated. So remember what I said, 50,000 cells of recognition being created every single second. Is it from the past, or is it something that you want in the future? This is really key, especially for your procrastination and for fear. Do you want me to say that again? Every single second, 50,000 cells of recognition are being created. And if you're only thinking of the past, then guess what you're creating in the future? How do you think? How do you think you're going to create a different future? There's a little bit of an eye-opener there. How do you think you're going to create a little different future? So this is going to help you with your fear and procrastination, and that is where we'll be in, I think that'll be on Wednesday. Or it'll probably be the whole way through the week as well. Anyway, never mind. So another thing, so 11 months, you can have totally recreated your body. Do you hear that? 11 months. So why do you study a program that's only going to be maybe 6 weeks long? Okay? You need to be studying something for 12 months. Just have that in your mind, that you're in this for the long run. If you could spend a year of your life studying, you could absolutely change yourself in 11 months. Now, here's the thing that people do, though. They change, and then they don't keep doing what they did that got them to change. Yeah? You've got to keep doing it. This is for life. So this is what I'm saying to you for everybody watching now. I actually thought that if I studied for the 90 days that people say that you have to study for, then that would be it. I wouldn't have to study again. Let me tell you, it's not like that. The people at the top, including Bob Proctor, they study every morning. You don't have to get up at 5 o'clock like Bob Proctor, but that's what he does. That's how invested he is in his growth, because you're either growing or dying, and he knows that if he certainly isn't growing, well, he's 87, so it's, yes, there you go. So 11 months. Now, why is that? Well, it can take up to 3 days from one neuron to connect to another neuron. So you know the way somebody says, well, I tried this, Sheena, for a few days and it didn't work. I did my affirmations for 3 days, it didn't work. You didn't even make a proper connection, because it can take 29 days. 29 days for that to be a solid connection of your neurons in your brain. I know you've all been told 21 days. Nope, not a chance. Nothing's going to change in 3 weeks, is it? You've tried it. It's not going to change. It's not even going to change in 90 days. 66 days is the average, but it can take up to 285 days for you to change a habit. And that's what everything is here. It's absolute habit, 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 habit. And we need to change those. Here's another thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to be studying this stuff and then putting the book down and then going off and living your life and not actually, you're thinking it's just going to infiltrate you and you don't have to do the work. Oh my goodness, you have to do the work. We have to get it impressed from your conscious mind and impressed into your subconscious. Your subconscious is 98% of your results, and that is habitual thinking. Listen, did you know that your conscious mind is 6 seconds behind your subconscious? How do we know that? How do we know that? Simply, oh, I love that. A great start to the week. It is, isn't it? So how do we know that your conscious mind is 6 seconds behind your subconscious? They put a guy in an MRI scanner and he was able to press buttons right or left. And he was able to choose that. You know, he was just told, you want to choose a button, right or left, completely up to him. And then he goes in, the guy who's looking at the results, he knew what this guy was going to press 6 to 10 seconds before he pressed the button. 6 to 10 seconds, guys. So if you are completely living your life, just getting up and doing the same thing over and over again, you're in habitual mode. You need to be at least 6 to 10 seconds ahead of yourself at every time. How many times do you stop and just think about the intention of doing something? Or are you the person, so say I give you a Hoover and I say to you, like, just go and Hoover this floor, and you pick up the Hoover and you Hoover it away and you're getting, Sheena, it's getting worse. It's not getting any better. What's happening here? And then I go, did you take a moment to stop and plug in? Did you take a moment to stop, plug in and switch yourself on? No, you didn't, did you? You were just doing the same thing over. I've got to work hard. I've got to work hard. I've got to work hard. That's the programming. That's the programming we want to get rid of. Yeah. But does it come easy? It didn't for me. Let me tell you that much. I really put myself through. I thought that because my conscious mind was so strong, absolutely so strong, that I knew how to pass exams. I was told that I wasn't academic whenever I was younger. And then I figured out the easy way to pass exams. I could just pass exams, but I don't really retain that much knowledge. And so that's the thing. I've forgotten where I was going with that. But anyway, what my point that I'm getting to is about we're having to learn to do things differently, and it's on repetition, and it's about going back to basics. So for those of you who've heard me before, those of you who think you've read the book and you've got the t-shirt and you know all the answers, here's just something that, just as a reminder. So this week in Dubai, I've been playing polo and we went skiing. So in polo, I just love nothing more than galloping up and down the field with my mallet and pretending to hit the ball. I can hit the ball, but I just love galloping up and down the field and riding people off. It's absolutely brilliant. So my polo instructor, who's here with me, he put me through my paces and he made me go really slow, and I had to start to do strokes from walk. They drove me mental, absolutely mental. First I had to do it from standing still, then I had to do it from walk, then I had to build up to a trot, then I had to build up to a canter. Do you get it? I thought that I knew it all. I was just wanting to ride and hit the ball. But no, I had to come back to basics. Everything is about the basics. The other thing that saved me whenever I was skiing the other day is I've come down this big slope, and I consider myself a beginner skier, but I went down the expert slope. And here's the thing, I didn't know it was the expert slope until I passed the sign and it said it was the expert slope. And I thought, well, thank goodness, nobody told me. But I wobbled, and what I did was, in my mind, I went back to basics. Back to basics, Sheena. And I immediately just looked at what was in front of me, and I started to do the maneuvers that were the basic maneuvers that I remember from my ski instructor. So do you see? And here's 2 things that are key there that I said, instructors. So I want to play polo. I need an instructor. I want to ski. I need an instructor. I want to be successful at my business. I want to be successful as Sheena. I need an instructor. Because we can't see ourselves, but somebody else can see us. Somebody else can help us do that. So that's another thing that's really, really key. So something else I want you to think about is there's 4 levels of growth. I thought we could go straight to the top level. I am a millionaire. I thought that if I said that enough, that's exactly what would happen. What I realize is there's 4 different stages of growth, and you will be, depending on different areas of your life, you will be in a different stage of growth in each of them. The first one is victim mode, that you think life happens to you. So if anybody, is thinking, whenever you remember to book your call with your success advisor, because she will share this with you, because you might say, well, if it wasn't because of this, and if it wasn't because of that, then I could do this. No. I would do that, but that is where you're allowing the world to happen to you. That's victim mode, yeah? So that's the thing, and we don't even recognize that we're doing it. Remember, we use the word because. I would be successful if only because. Well, guess what because is? Being the cause. You can be the cause of your own success, and all the answers are in everything that you say. I can't do something. I can do something. The answer is already there, yeah? So the next one then is that life happens by me. So you get yourself in there and you're like making it happen. Now, for all of you who are in your 40s and 50s, aren't you exhausted? Like, that was me, just totally exhausted. Time I got to 48, it's just literally, exhausted, tired. I want ease, flow, and joy. I mean, hands up, everybody. Ease, flow, and joy. Who wants that? Who wants that in their life? Tell me. So why do we make it so difficult for ourselves? Ease, flow, joy. Ask yourself how many times, how can I make this easier? How can I make doing this easy? Instead of trying to find the complicated way to do it. Because by making things happen, what we're doing is we're still living on the outside, and we're blaming everything on the outside, and we're trying to manipulate everything on the outside. Yeah? When you start to study, deeper dive into the science behind who you are, you will actually realize that there is no outside. This is such an amazing journey. It's a journey to yourself, through yourself, to realize that there is no self on a scientific basis. Scientifically proved, yeah? That may blow some of your minds right now and go, well, how do you live that? That's the journey we're starting on this week. That is the absolute journey we're starting on this week. And so the next one then is that life happens for me. Now, so I had wanted this beautiful house, and I just literally saw it. And then within a 3-week period, even Wolfgang didn't know that we were moving house, because I kept myself really, really focused. And I just saw this and I realized that everything was happening for me. I just had to keep my focus. And that was the first time that I really felt that I had moved forward into life happens for me. And I could see all the pieces that I'd had in my head starting to work and bring themselves together. I just had to get out of the way and allow it to happen. And whenever I had to take action at certain pieces, I would take the action, and life happened for me. And we moved house, and that all came about within a 3-week period into the house that I had dreamed of. So that's the thing, is that that's where we want to get you. We don't want you to be in victim mode. We don't want you to work so hard. Stop making things happen, because it means that you know more than the universe, because you're out there, doing everything. You've asked for it, and it's not here yet. That's it. I'm going to go and get it myself. You see, your impatience actually holds you back, and you get something back. You do. But your impatience is actually blocking it. And we'll soon talk about that as we go through this week as well. And so the last one is life happens as you. Who are you being at any point in the day? I mean, who are you being? It's not the certain things that you do. It's the things that you do in a certain way. Yeah? It's the things that you do in a certain way. Who are you being before you start anything? Who is that person? Who is it? Are you being the six-figure earner that you want to be? Are you being the joyful mother that you want to be? Are you being, I don't know what it is that you want, but are you being that person? That's what we want to get you to. And that's what tomorrow is all about. So today you have in your book, you have your GPS to Success workbook, and it's asking you to look at all the different goals that you have. Yeah. It's asking you to look at them in all the different areas of your life and really get a good picture. Let me tell you actually about the house that I have, because I actually drew it because I knew that we were drawing things to us. So this is what, people say to me, oh, the law of attraction doesn't work. Yes, it does. It's law. We're going to go through all the different laws as we go through the week as well. But the law of attraction is a secondary law to the law of vibration. And you're always attracting something, but you're attracting what you are, not what you want. Do you hear that? You're attracting what you are, not what you want. So I literally drew my house out. I drew the house. I drew the car parking area. I drew Wolfgang on his bike. I drew the stables. It was all there. It didn't dawn on me until 3 months in, because it wasn't exactly what I had in mind. I stood at the electric gates. Yeah, there had to be electric gates there. I stood there and I looked and I went, oh my goodness, this is exactly to the plan that I did. It's just, I thought it would be a little bit closer in, but it's actually a little bit more spread out than I thought. I suddenly realized that it was even bigger and better than what I'd had in my imagination. Isn't that wonderful? Listen, isn't that wonderful? You see, what I do is, when you start to live in the contradiction, rather than living for what it is that you want and going, I want this and it has to be this, and you're so too specific. So be specific to begin with, but always say, or better, or don't. That may throw some of you living in the contradiction. I want this, or not, because that lets go. That is what letting go is, living in the contradiction. Let me have this beautiful house, or not, whatever. Let me have this wonderful relationship, or what, it doesn't matter, or something better. It's okay. That's the letting go. Don't you feel that yourself now whenever I even say that? You want this house, or better. And then you let it go. That's one of the secrets. Yeah, that's one of the secrets. So before you do anything, before you go through the rest of this week, and work, not really work. So in the book, GPS to Success, there's lots of different diagrams to take you through. You go through your finances, what you want. And here's the thing about money. So lots of people say to me, I don't want money. And here's the thing. If you were to pass a homeless guy in the street when you could give him a $5, is that really helping somebody? Is it? Or how about you go away and you make the most of yourself and you shine so bright that you have more money than enough to go and build a home where you could put homeless people in and you could educate them so that they could then have a job, make the most of themselves, and go and do the same thing over and over again. You see, in the science of getting rich, what it actually says is that it's downright selfish not to make the most of yourself. It is downright selfish not to be rich. Because by you not making more of yourself, you don't buy more, which means people don't stay in jobs because you couldn't be bothered or didn't want to or didn't think you were worthy of the money. And you keep people in jobs. Imagine even just going on holiday. You keep the travel industry and people in jobs. So this is all about literally making the most of yourself. And it's okay. Yes, great, worthy secrets. Sorry, I can't see your name there. I'll put you up there. So I don't know who it was who said that, but somebody said great, worthy secrets. It is. Everybody is worthy. Here's a little bit of science just to get you going, quantum physics. So when we literally dig down and we get a microscope and we go right down into our cells and our skin, we find that they're atoms. And they thought that that was just literally the last thing that there was. But actually, when you drill down into the atom, you find that it's is just energy. It's actually light. Go figure. I'm just light, bouncing around here, vibrating around. So's this pen. So's this computer. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it? So what do you do with that piece of information? Do you think you are your body? Or do you know that you are the life inside your body? You are the life inside your body. You are controlling your body. Your body is an instrument for you to play with, not the other way around. Not the other way around. Yeah? But how many times are we letting our body, oh my goodness, all these emotions just came. It's gone into habitual mode, and this is the work that we want to do. And this is just the start of the process, guys. But I want to give you lots of different exercises to go through this week. So starting with today is to do the first day. I know it says day one goals, but it's going to be for tomorrow because I'm going to talk to you. But I want you to have some ideas in your head. Reach out to your success advisors, have a chat with them. Just a 10-minute call, that's all it is. And it's just literally getting you to think about, well, what could I do? And how high can I go? And, well, this is silly. And they will literally just help you just clarify those things. Start to really, really think about what you want. I mean, not what somebody else wants, not what you think you can have, just what would you want. And then when you've had that, because if you feel a little bit selfish having that, that's okay. Start to think, well, okay, if I get what I want, then this is how I'm going to help people. This is how I'm going to change the world. Then you don't feel quite so selfish anyway, do you? You can change the world, easy. But how are you going to do it? You are so unique. You are absolutely so unique. There isn't anybody else like you out there. There isn't anybody else out there like you. It took 13.8 billion years to get you here right now. 13.8 billion years for you to be here right now. Aren't you special? Aren't you? But so is everyone.